everybody, it's Belinda. How do I bring up a pre-planned vacation or event when offered a job? Again, the question is, how do I bring up a pre-planned vacation or event when offered a job? When you're going out for interviews, you don't know if you'll get offered the job or not. Does that mean you should not be making any vacation plans or making any plans for the future? Of course not. And employers and HR experts and professionals don't believe that your whole life should be on hold, that maybe you may get this job or maybe not. So when you are offered a job and you already have a pre-planned vacation or event that you've already agreed to go to or already agreed to pay for, should you just say, I'm gonna have to cancel that event because I'm starting this new job, or I'm gonna have to cancel that event or cancel that vacation because I started a new job? Of course not. That doesn't make sense. However, when you tell your new employer or when you tell your new boss that you've already have something planned, you want to make sure that it's timed correctly. When they offer you the job, and that's the only time that I would tell them about that. When they offer you the job, you can say, I accept. However, I want you to know that from July 12th through the July 18th, I've already made cruise reservations. I've already got plans to have our family reunions already made that day and time. Is that okay? They're going to say yes because you've already made that time. Now, it might be without pay, but what are they going to say? An employer can't say or can't expect people to put their lives on hold and don't make any plans for the future. So if you've made plans for the future out and you get offered a job, when they offer you the job, so when they offer you the job is when you should bring that up to make sure that they know about it. Now, if it's months and months away, if it's in the next week or in the next month, you should bring that up earlier in the conversation, earlier in the interview conversation. But if it's months away, I wouldn't bring it up until I was actually offered the job because it's pointless. Who cares about my vacation if I'm not working there? When they offer me the job is when people should know about it. So that's when I would bring it up. Can I get in trouble for not disclosing a friend or family that works at a company I'm interviewing with? So if they ask you, you can disclose it, but you don't have to disclose it. They don't have to disclose it either. A lot of times people do, but they don't have to. I always say, be mindful of who is your reference or who you use as a reference, because your friend and your family member may be great to you, but they may be the worst employee there. So you may not want to be waving your hand saying, hey, that's my good friend, or hey, that's my cousin, if your good friend or your cousin is not a good employee. So you want to be mindful. If they ask you, a lot of times I'll say, do you know anybody who works here? Or do you have any family members that work here? Then you want to say yes. If you have somebody or know somebody, you don't want to lie because you don't want to start off that way. But just to come in, I would not volunteer that I know somebody, because a lot of times you may think it will help you, but it doesn't. I'll give a really good example. So I'm the HR director at another company. Another director, we're on the same level, refers her cousin. So she's telling her cousin about how cool the company is, etc., etc. Well, her cousin automatically think that the director's cool points are her cool points too. So she doesn't bother dressing up for the interview. She doesn't bother taking the interview serious. She assumes that she will be offered the position, and she was not. Her cousin's a good worker. I like her cousin. Both of us are directors on the same level. But I did not offer her cousin a position because at an interview, you're a stranger. I don't know you. You may have to hook up with your cousin, but you don't have to hook up with the HR department. So you need to come in, dress professional, answer the questions professional. We're not friends. So at an interview, regardless of who referred you, regardless of who all you know there, when you go to that interview, you want to make sure that you are dressed and answer questions appropriately. So the answer is, can you get in trouble for not disclosing a friend or family member? No, unless they ask you and you lie and say, no, I don't know anybody. But you're not obligated to go in the door and say, I know 7 people who work here. How can I talk about my achievements or special acknowledgments without flaunting a briefcase full of certificates, etc., if you think they will be helpful to the position I'm interested in? So how can I talk about my achievements or special accomplishments without flaunting a briefcase full of certifications? In the interview is the time to flaunt, is the time to talk about your accomplishments. That is the time. You know, you want to toot your own horn because there's nobody else around in the interview that's going to toot it for you. So in the interview, as it relates to the questions they're asking, so you want to make it appropriate to the questions they're asking you, not just some random left field, oh, by the way. So if they're asking you a question on something specific that you've done, you've got certifications for or certificates for, yes, bring it up. If you've got accomplishments in that area, yes, bring it up. If it relates to the job, yes, bring it up. That is the time. They're not going to know any other way. So if like they may say, do you have training in such and such? You can say yes. And I also have training in, and start listing the trainings. You know, I have certificates. I have this. I have that. You want to brag. This is what accomplished. We met this goal. We exceeded this goal. That's the time to talk about your accomplishments. That's the time to flaunt. I think I said that before in another interview, but that is the time, again, to toot your own horn. The whole conversation isn't going to be about you tooting your own horn, but where it's appropriate, you want to make sure that you are cheerleading for yourself. You're advocating for yourself. You're cheerleading for yourself. You know, that you're doing everything that you know to do to be able to get this job. See you at the next video.